If you're the type of cook who rolls out dough on a Friday night, spends the weekend tweaking crust thickness, and wants a tool that actually delivers a restaurant-style pizza without turning your kitchen into a science lab, you've probably been wrestling with two questions. First, can a countertop oven be reliable enough to handle multiple pies in a row? Second, will it fit into the space and power setup you already have without becoming a money-draining regret? Those are the practical concerns that keep most people from hitting add to cart on a big-ticket kitchen appliance. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent a few days reading what owners of similar ovens were saying, watching a handful of video demos, and even talking to a couple of pizza shop owners who have tried this exact model in their prep kitchen. So let's break down what you really get when you bring the Baker's Pride P22S into your home. First off, the biggest hurdle isn't the oven's 26-inch cooking surface, it's the power. The P22S runs on 208-volt, single-phase electricity, which is standard in many commercial spaces but not in a typical single-family home. If your house only has 120-volt outlets, you'll need a licensed electrician to add a dedicated circuit, and that can add a few $100s to the total cost. For a renter or a DIY-only homeowner, that hidden expense can turn a seemingly good deal into a logistical nightmare. On the flip side, if you already have a 208-volt line for a dryer or a small workshop, you're essentially plugging in a piece of equipment that was built for that environment, and the installation becomes almost painless. Assuming the power is sorted, the next thing people worry about is how the oven lives day to day. The P22S heats with a single electric element that can push the chamber up to about 700 F, which is the sweet spot for a crispy Neapolitan-style crust. In practice, that means you spend roughly 10 to 12 minutes getting the oven up to temperature, then you can slide a 12-inch pizza in and have it ready in under 4 minutes. If you're feeding a crowd of 20 at a game night, the oven can handle 2 pizzas back-to-back without a noticeable dip in heat. That consistency is something you only get from a unit that's built to hold temperature steady, and it's what separates a commercial-grade pizza oven from a cheap countertop toaster oven that constantly cycles on and off. One of the less obvious strengths of the P22S is how it deals with the pizza stone effect without you having to buy a separate stone. The interior walls are made of a heavy-gauge steel that acts like a built-in stone, distributing heat evenly across the base of the pizza. In real-world testing, that translates to a crust that's browned on the bottom without the dreaded soggy spot that many home ovens produce. The result is a crust that's both airy and crunchy, which is the hallmark of a good pizza and something that even seasoned pizza enthusiasts can appreciate. Now, no appliance is perfect, and the P22S does have a few trade-offs that are worth mentioning before you decide. The first is the size. At 26 inches wide, the oven itself occupies a good chunk of countertop real estate, and you'll need a clear space of at least a foot around it for proper ventilation. If your kitchen is already cramped, you might end up sacrificing a prep area or a small appliance you use daily. The second trade-off is the learning curve around temperature control. The unit uses a simple dial rather than a digital readout, which some people find nostalgic but others find imprecise. In practice, you'll end up calibrating the dial by experience. A couple of trial runs with a thermometer will let you map the dial positions to actual oven temperatures. It's not a deal breaker, but it does add a small amount of getting used to it time. Who should put the P22S on their shopping list? If you're a home chef who regularly makes pizza from scratch, perhaps runs a weekend pop-up, or even just wants a reliable way to serve a family of pizza lovers on a Saturday night, this oven hits a sweet spot between size and power. It's also a solid choice for a small catering business that needs to churn out multiple pies quickly without investing in a full-size brick oven. The fact that it's rated 4.3 stars by over 100 buyers suggests that the majority of owners feel the value outweighs the quirks, especially when they already have the right electrical setup. On the other side, if you're looking for a set-and-forget gadget that you can toss on a standard 120-volt outlet and forget about, you'll probably be better off with a smaller, lower-power countertop pizza oven or even a high-end toaster oven with a pizza setting. The same goes for anyone who lives in a studio apartment where there's literally no room for a 26-inch appliance. or for people who don't see themselves making pizza more than once.